What's up, guys? Got another movie review for you, and this is a cult classic. If you ever wondered what the heck that meant, you know, movies that people can watch over and over again, that recite from memory, really important to people. This is one of them. This is John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Yes, awesome film. Look at that. Very, very iconic right there. The cover is kind of like translucent. I had the opportunity to meet John Carpenter twice, actually. Once was at a convention, and the other time was actually him with his son. He had like a band, and he played at the Trocadero in Philly, and it was awesome. It was cool. So, for those who don't know who John Carpenter is, where you been at right now? He's the guy who created movies like Halloween. He did The Fog. I go on and on. Escape from New York. Escape from LA. His list is like big. Obviously, he leans more towards horror films, but this, I guess you would consider a action thriller, whatever. Great premise, awesome, very, focused plot, but it's great. And great cast of characters. John Carpenter knows how to cast a group of people. And I noticed that if he likes the actor, he kind of recasts them a lot in films. Kurt Russell was also in The Thing. Another fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. But this, Escape from New York, I could always watch it. I could never get bored of it. So basically, Snake Plissken, who's like the main, character of this, the guy with the eye patch, this guy right here, apparently he's like a former soldier, troublemaker, and it's like a futuristic timeline. It takes place and I think it's like the future, like 1997 or 1999 or something like that. And so all of New York is like a prison island, so it's all closed off. No one gets in, no one gets out. If you're a prisoner, you get sent there. There's no bars. You just kind of live among the filth of New York City. So some strange freedom fighter group take over a Air Force One. And well, by the way, the U.S. president is Donald Pleasence. Now, Donald Pleasence is another familiar actor in John Carpenter movies. Prince of Darkness, Halloween. He played Dr. Loomis in Halloween. Cool actor on his own, alongside Kurt Russell. So anyway, his plane gets hijacked, and it's crashed. He survives, but it crashes in New York, and he gets taken captive. So now the American president is in a prison city. God knows what's going on. So everyone's like, all right, so before we kill Snake Plissken, because they have him now, they're pretty much processing him. You could either get killed on the spot before you get transferred to New York City. I know, crazy. But, obviously the government agents pull him aside and say, listen, we know who you are, we know your skills, we got a mission for you. And he's like, screw you, I'm not going to do it. They're like, no, it's really important, and they kind of fill him into detail. So the security guy that's in charge of this team that tries to enlist Snake Plissken is Lee Van Cleef. Now, Lee Van Cleef, another great actor, played in a lot of westerns. You would know his face if you've seen him, pretty much. In fact, I'll put an IMDb link just in case you guys want to. Just same thing I do with all the other films. If you guys wanted to check this out. But yeah, so to entice him more, pretty much, he gets injected via the neck by 2 bombs right here. So pretty much, Snake Plissken has no choice but to kind of do this mission. Or else the bombs go off and he dies. Pretty much, that's the deal. And I know we've probably all seen a plot similar like that, but it's executed very, really good, and kind of forces the character in action now. So I believe he takes a glider, whatever, into New York, on top of the then World Trade Center towers, because they're the biggest, and works himself down. And he tries. So the president has like a beacon on his wrist, and obviously the people that kidnapped him, which is like the best way I could describe these gangster, low life street people in New York are like Mad Max looking, like real rough looking, post apocalyptic, torn shirts. They have like armor on and stuff. So yeah, and the leader of this is Isaac Hayes. Now, Isaac Hayes plays the voice of Chef from South Park. He passed away, but he was also a famous R&B singer. Another guy, if you saw him or you would recognize his voice right away. Anyway, he's like the Duke, pretty much. Right? He's the Duke, #1 in charge of the prison island, New York. And Snake Plissken could care less, but people know Snake. Some people are like, "Oh, you're a Snake," It's like he's like one of those guys. I thought you'd be taller or whatever, It was like an ongoing joke, especially in Escape from L.A. I could have done the sequel, but because that's set, I guess, a little more modern. This is an obviously 80s flick, but 80s have that charm. There's nothing wrong with the sequel. I like the sequel too, but this one I think has the better story or the better introducing to Snake Plissken. So anyway, he finally gets around to finding the president, going through all these crazy trials. He gets kidnapped, held hostage, and he's like, he has to all right, well, the mission's changed now. I can't fly him out anymore because the people he runs across in New York are like, oh my god, it's like I said, it's like a post-apocalyptic city. Think about it, it's a prison island. So there's underground dwellers that come out looking like zombies, street thugs. They put on these mock theater shows. It's really, really disturbing atmosphere, and Snake is in the middle of this all, and he has to just kind of get himself together because he knows after a certain amount of time these bombs go off in his neck and he's done. That's it. But yeah, it's a really, really fun movie. It definitely has some parts that are violent, if that's a concern. That shouldn't be. I mean, it's a John Carpenter movie. I'd expect nothing less. Great direction, by the way, by John Carpenter. Great acting job with everyone. I mean, the list: Adrian Barbeau, Isaac Hayes, Lee Van Cleef, Ernest Borgnine, Donald Pleasance, Kurt Russell. I mean, that's a lot of people you would probably recognize in the film industry. And like I said, one of John Carpenter's masterpiece. I love the horror stuff, don't get me wrong. I love what he did with Halloween. I love The Thing. But this movie just really, because you want to be Snake Plissken after seeing this. The guy, iconic pose, eye patch. In fact, he inspired, I think it was him and someone else. I'm going to say Clint Eastwood. But anyway, the game Metal Gear Solid, Snake, Solid Snake. Well, that's where Hideo Kojima got the idea, partially, was from this Snake Plissken. And he made his character Snake. So, and it's really great fan service right there. Because he's obviously a fan of this work and all that. But yeah, like I said, John Carpenter is also on the list as one of my favorite directors. The guy really can't do nothing wrong. And I mean, obviously, a lot of you people probably seen his body of work, and John Carpenter, he's the man, And he also did the soundtrack. I seen him live, and he performs a lot of the themes of the the movies he did. I really can't remember a movie he did. I'm sure they're out there, but that he didn't really score or put the soundtrack to. But he does all that stuff. He's a man of many hats in the film industry, and it's has a very not not too much, but definitely has that independent feel to it. John Carpenter just made it work. He's brilliant from storytelling. Nice pick of actors. Kurt Russell definitely takes the case. I can't see anybody else playing Snake Plissken. Maybe today you could probably pick a known actor, but back then that he was the man for the job, and did an excellent job in Escape from L.A., the sequel. But yeah, Escape from New York, another movie I can't recommend enough. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself the favor and check it out. And while you're at it, check out The Thing. That's another good one, starring Kurt Russell. But yeah, to me, cult classic, right up there with Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, all those. Yeah, great choice of film. And there you go, Escape from New York. Alright guys, well, thanks for listening, and see you all very soon. Peace.